Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise and remain standing for the processional as we receive the graduating class of 2015. President Wilson, the Faculty Chair of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, Dr. Rod Rice, has installed the mace. Please lead the procession of faculty and platform guests. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 171st commencement of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. As we convene commencement, please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Army ROTC Color Guard. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Post the colors. Please be seated. I would like to take a moment to recognize special guests who are here with us this morning. Seated near the graduates are the wife of our commencement speaker, Deanna Graves, and her parents, Roger and Annette Pryor. Parents of the student speaker, Janice and Dave Leopold. Wife of our March medalists, Barbara Hanson and their daughter, Holly. It is now my honor to introduce our university 18th president, Dr. Heather Wilson.
Well, thank you all for joining us on this special day. 50 years from now, you'll be saying, remember when we got 15 inches of snow on graduation day? I particularly want to welcome and thank the families of our graduates. This is a very special day for all of you, and you deserve to be bursting with pride. There are no easy degrees at Mines. It took a lot of hard work for these men and women to make it to this milestone. Most of them didn't do it alone. Parents, grandparents, spouses, teachers, friends, and families of graduates, thank you for helping, for cajoling, for funding, for encouraging, for sending food, for checking in on these graduates. We are blessed to live in a nation that values education, and we sometimes take that for granted. But those of you earning a degree today join an exclusive group. If the population of the world were reduced to just 100 people, only 7 of them would have a college degree. Only 7 out of 100 people have a college degree. And now you're one of them. Today we celebrate the educational achievements of 249 baccalaureates, 52 masters, and 5 doctoral students. In America, we value education not only for the opportunities it provides for you as graduates, but for what it means for all of us. An educated society innovates more, builds more, creates more, solves more, and serves more. We live longer lives in warmer houses, with food in our stomach, entertainment at the touch of a button, transportation when we want it, light with the flick of a finger, communication anywhere in the world from a device in our pockets, and medication for our ills because we are an educated society. My grandmother used to say that everyone has a talent. She was a seamstress. Through diligent work, you have chosen to develop your talent, and now it's time to use it in the service of others. Each year at Commencement, we honor alumni who have distinguished themselves in their professions and their communities. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Tom Zeller, a 1970 mechanical engineering graduate of the School of Mines and executive vice president of our Alumni Association. Tom will introduce the class of 1965 alumni in attendance and this year's March medalist. Tom?
Thank you, President Wilson. It is a privilege to recognize South Dakota School of Mines and Technology alumni who are celebrating their 50-year anniversaries. Their lifetimes of outstanding achievements have been the foundation of our reputation. 137 graduates were honored in May of 1965. We are privileged to have more than 25 with us today. As I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Lauren Anderson, Electrical Engineering. Melvin Barden, Mechanical Engineering. Ken Berg, Electrical Engineering. Jerry Brown, Civil Engineering. Myron Compton, Physics. Bruce Conley, Electrical Engineering. Ronald Cullum, Chemistry. Mike Doyle, Mechanical Engineering. Bill Duclos, Chemical Engineering. Ernest Endes, Electrical Engineering. Robert Ferris, Electrical Engineering. Mike Gustafson, Chemical Engineering. Doug Hansen, Civil Engineering. Maurice Hargens, Mechanical Engineering. Joseph Harris, Mechanical Engineering. Edwin Heinrich, Civil Engineering. Arthur Hunt, Mechanical Engineering. Gary Nelson, Mechanical Engineering. Roger Opp, Math. Jerry Ott, Mechanical Engineering. Tom Parker, Mining Engineering. Dennis Fitzer, Mechanical Engineering. Robert Rasmussen, Mechanical Engineering. Francis Schlumberger, Civil Engineering. Harvard Schultz, Civil Engineering. Ronald Utek, Electrical Engineering. Jim Woods, Chemical Engineering. Congratulations. We thank you, alumni, for joining us today. May the success you have enjoyed in your lives and careers serve as a model to all of us. The Guy E. March Silver Medal was established in 1975 in remembrance of the exemplary service provided by Professor Guy March to the students, faculty, staff, and alumni of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. This medal is awarded annually to a graduate in recognition of the individual's positive interaction with students, the institution, and Mines alumni of who demonstrates the service and spirit of Dr. March. This year, the award is presented to Dr. M.R. Hansen. Dr. Hansen is from Phillips, South Dakota. He received bachelor's and master's degrees in civil engineering from the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology in 1969 and 1973, respectively. He became a faculty member in the School of Mines Department of Civil Engineering faculty in 1985. Since 1986, Dr. Hansen has served for many years as a faculty advisor to the student chapter of the American Society of Civil Engineers and has been a persuasive advocate of student participation in the concrete canoe and steel bridge regional and national competitions. Under his guidance and leadership, the Mines team won the ASCE National Concrete Canoe Competition in 1995 and was selected as a recipient of the prestigious Ridgeway Award as the best ASCE student chapter in the United States in 1998. Dr. Hansen and his wife have participated in many of the 5-year all-school reunions since 1970, as well as many of the President's Dinner since 1986. Dr. Hansen was also recognized by ASCE as a top faculty advisor in the nation in 1996. Dr. Hansen has also been heavily involved in student recruitment. He was a key participant in the Visiting Scientist program, and each year would visit 10 to 15 high schools in western South Dakota. He would deliver a down-to-earth technical presentation to the delight of the students and the instructors. Further, Dr. Hansen and his wife Barbara have traveled to all 7 community colleges in Wyoming to develop articulation agreements. He has also traveled to regional high schools with members of the School of Mines Steel Bridge team. Concurrent with these activities, he has been instrumental in making the long-running concrete conference a success each year on the School of Mines campus. In the 1999-2000 school year, Dr. Hansen developed a dialogue with the Mongolian University of Science and Technology and took a 1-year sabbatical to the university in 2001-2002. This relationship between the Mongolian University and the School of Mines continues to this day. In 2007, he founded the Mines Student Chapter of Engineers and Scientists Abroad. Dr. Hansen was a recipient of the 2010 Presidential Award for Outstanding Professor for demonstrating a sustained record of outstanding overall accomplishments at the School of Mines. Dr. Hansen has a sustaining interest in the preservation and maintenance of M Hill and is a member of the lifetime contributors of the Alumni Association. Please join me in congratulating the 2015 Guy E. March medalist, Dr. M.R. Hansen.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the representative of our senior class, Breckenridge, Colorado native Mike Leopold, a candidate for Bachelor of Science degree in Geological Engineering. We are pleased to have here today with us Michael's parents, David and Janice. As a member of the School of Mines Student Association Senate since his freshman year, Michael served as president, public relations chair, and class representative. He is the founder of the student program board known as HAPNN, Hard Rocker Activity Programming Now. He has also served as vice president of the Society of Petroleum Engineers and as a student representative on the Provost Search Committee. Michael has been a student ambassador, a brother of Triangle Fraternity, an orientation leader, a member of M Week Committee. He has also been an active representative of the Senior Gift Project Committee. Michael joined me in securing the approval of the Board of Regents for the Stephen D. Newland Wellness and Recreation Center. He was a part of the student team that guided the design of the facility and assisted in choosing the construction firm. During the facility's groundbreaking ceremony, he had the honor of representing the student body. Michael's contributions to the community have included the United Way campaign and annual Day of Caring service projects. He has volunteered for the Martin Luther King Day Canned Food Drive, Trick or Treat for Canned Goods, the Mines Buddy Program, and Storybook Island. This spring, Michael was recognized for his involvement in campus organizations with his induction into the Leadership Hall of Fame. He has also been initiated into the Phi Eta Sigma Freshman Honor Society, Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society, Order of Omega Greek Leadership Honor Society, and the Order of the Engineer. He also received the Gustafson Student Leadership Award and was named Outstanding Organization Member of the Year by the Student Association Senate. Following graduation, Michael will be employed with Baker Hughes in Dickinson, North Dakota, as a field engineer in completions. Please join me in welcoming Michael Leopold.
Thank you, President Wilson. Good morning to all, especially the class of 2015. You made it. You made it through all the gut-wrenching tests, the never-ending projects, the droning reports, the tedious assignments, and the monotone lectures. You made it. And to quote from our school song, this makes you a hell of an engineer. A little bit closer.
You're taller than I am.
It is hard for me to believe I am standing here addressing you, because my speaking skills were once possible for me. And as I reflect on my past, maybe my story is comparable to yours. In my early years, I had a speech impediment. For those of you who don't know what rhoticism is, it is the inability to pronounce R's, like Elmer Fudd when he was hunting wabbits. I was not built for public speaking and kept to myself. My teachers would call on me, and I would try to answer, but they wouldn't understand everything I said. This pushed me to learn how to speak clearly. Years later, I enrolled here and pushed myself again, this time to be comfortable speaking in front of the masses. This progress was inspired by friends, brothers, and colleagues because they wanted to improve as well. So here I am speaking before you today as your representative. I don't have advice on careers because I haven't had one yet, not even an internship. However, I have learned 5 lessons here at Mines, 5 lessons about life and how to be successful. Success is defined by your goals, but these lessons will help you design your life. That design is crucial, otherwise you will be lost in the world just like you were lost prior to a test for Calc 1, or Calc 2, or Calc 3, or DiffyQ. Anyways, lesson number 1, life is not complex. Every decision is based on either fear or love. There will be decisions in your life that you will have to do out of fear or living on the safe side. Just remember, no one is perfect, and failure is always an option. So do something you love, because it is who you are, and you can never fail at that. Lesson number 2. We know you're not perfect, but you are fortunate and unique. Maybe you came from a loving family and was encouraged to go to school. Maybe you had a complicated household and you had to work hard to get everything you needed. The point is, you are here and no one is like you. This institution counted on that. It embraced it and helped you grow academically and personally. We needed this education because we are not perfect, and we needed this education to beat the odds and gain favor in the possibilities of what life has in store for us. Be proud of your achievements and never compare yourself to others, because no one is like you, and that is a blessing. Lesson number 3, leadership is stewardship. Leadership is the ability to help your community, society, and environment. You all know this because every professor at Mines exemplifies this daily. They became teachers. That is leadership at its finest. They provided wisdom to be successful, and each semester they never gave up on us. They understand the issues of this world and took the time to cultivate and trust us with the future. You took the time to understand projects and work with teammates. You decided to host events for others. You rolled up your sleeves and contributed to society every day. Those are all examples of leadership. Aspire to help the world. Become a teacher. Prepare the next generation. Make that commitment to help your community and expand your boundaries. Lesson number 4. The global community needs engineers and scientists. The world craves graduates from the school. Every job can be done better with an engineer or scientist. Someone who has the knowledge to attack problems, to shred issues to their core, and to create solutions. We are that someone. We are the superheroes of this world. People trust us enough to build their bridges, to design their medicine, and to better this way of life. So like I said, we are the superheroes of this world. Lesson number 5, communication is essential. As Mines students, we're often the butt of an old joke. How can you tell if an engineer is extroverted? He looks at your shoes when he's talking to you. I don't think looking at someone's shoes makes us introverts. It means we're actually looking at them from the ground up, seeing where they came from and what problems they have. That way, when we look them in the eye, we will find common ground. Share your ideas and always communicate. So 5 lessons. Make decisions on love, not fear. Be proud of who you are. Make the decision to be a leader and a teacher. Your skills are always needed in this world, and communicate your knowledge. If we do this, then our lives will be as rewarding as they were here. In closing, thank you families, friends, faculty, administrators, and staff for the support and guidance through these years. I personally thank the people in my life for helping me pronounce my R's, grow interdependently, challenge my beliefs, motivate my confidence, and trust in my decisions. And thank you, Class of 2015, for being my colleagues. And congratulations for being the new alumni faces of our alma mater, the South Dakota School of Mines Technology. Go Hard Walkers. Just kidding. Rockers.
Thank you, Michael. It's now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Chairman and CEO of Burns & McDonnell, Greg Graves. Originally from Sioux Falls, Greg received his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from the School of Mines in 1980, a master's degree in business administration from Rockhurst College in 1987, and was also awarded an honorary doctorate from the School of Mines in 2005. As chairman and CEO of Burns & McDonnell, Greg Graves leads one of the fastest growing and most successful engineering, architecture, construction, and environmental consulting firms in North America. He joined Burns & McDonnell in 1980 after holding several positions of increasing responsibility with the firm. He was named general manager of Burns & McDonnell's energy division in 1997. In 2001, he was promoted to president of the division, a position he held until being named the firm's 6th CEO in 2004. His entrepreneurial approach to achieving success for his clients and firm earned him the 2014 Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year recognition in the Central Midwest Engineering category. The award recognizes outstanding entrepreneurs who demonstrate excellence and extraordinary success in innovation, financial performance, and personal commitment to their businesses and communities. Greg was later named CEO of the Year by the Mid-America Minority Business Development Council and the Difference Maker of the Year by the Urban League of Greater Kansas City. Greg and his wife, Deanna, view public service as a duty in return for all Kansas City has given them. In 2014, they donated $1 million to the University of Kansas Hospital, with an additional $2.5 million donated from the Burns & McDonnell Foundation that the CEO promotes with his employee owners. In 2009, they were named Kansas City's Philanthropists of the Year. Please join me in welcoming Greg Graves.
I'd like Michael to know that when I was in grade school, I had to go to diction class for a whole year to learn how to pronounce my R's. And so you have good company, or at least I have good company. Well, good morning, Rapid City. Big day for you. But I'd like you to know something right off hand. Your parents are much happier than you are today. Yeah, see? You can tell. My biggest day here at the School of Mines was actually 39 years ago today. So I ran on the track team. And I was always a pretty good starter. I led off the 4x100 relay. And I remember this day because we were in the old gym, and I saw my name and 3 of my classmates go up on the all-time record board. And we had beaten Black Hills State College to break the record. Right? Right? Not bad. So a week later, we were running at districts, and I pulled a hamstring in the 100 finals. And you guys know, the track team's pretty small. And they actually had to pull one of the pole vaulters off his competition to take my spot in the relay. You guessed it, they broke the school record. It was okay, though. For that one moment, I felt I'd really done something that mattered. That same lesson hit me 3 years later, just before this day. My favorite teacher here at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology was Dr. Ronald Wager, a calculus and differential equations teacher. Probably the class of 65 is nodding their heads right now. Doc Wager was nearly blind. He was prone to losing his place on the chalkboard. If you wanted to ask him a question, you'd have to point him to the area where the results would be to get him started. At the end of each day, he would have chalk on the end of his nose from reading the chalkboard at close range. And he had easily one of the worst wigs you have ever seen in your life. But Doc Wager taught calculus like it was life. And he loved his students more than any man or woman I've ever met. So this day, I went to see Dr. Wager before graduation and before Deanna and I moved to Kansas City. As I walked in the room, he said, "Well, hi, Greg," and he called me by name. And I finally had to ask how he knew it was me, because I knew it wasn't from seeing me. And he told me he could tell me by the shuffle as I came down the hallway. After about 10 minutes, we said our goodbyes. But before I left, he stopped me. "Greg, the only thing that matters in life is to matter in life." President Wilson, faculty and staff, parents and family, graduates. I'm not sure how someone is found worthy to be in this role on this day, especially for a second time, but I will tell you one thing. Doc Wager was right. So before I get on to any more heavy stuff and return back to the podium where I probably belong, let's do something way more important. Find your parents. Go ahead, take a look, tell them thank you. And parents, shout out loud and tell these people how much you love them. Go ahead, we'll wait. Take your time. That was pretty good. You see, you already matter. Parents, I know how proud you are today. I was there to watch my Jessica cross the stage at Pepperdine, my Kristen at Kansas, and my son, Greg Jr., 1 week from today. Yes, you did hear that right. I went to school in South Dakota. My daughter, Jessica, went to school in Malibu, California. Go figure. The feeling of watching your child cross this stage and have this accomplishment, it's just not describable, is it? You're proud, of course, but it is so much more than that. I was a typical engineering graduate. I grew up the son of a science and math teacher. I knew I wanted to be an engineer at 12, but I would have never guessed that 35 years later, I'd be talking to you today. I'd be running a $3 billion engineering and construction company that works in all 50 states and 25 countries. Now, based on that experience, I'm told that I should have some sage advice. I only have one. Science and engineering careers, they're more like entropy than anything else. Now, you haven't forgotten entropy already, have you? They're filled with random and expansive events that make too detailed a plan a waste of your time and your energy. So I beg you, society begs you, just be you. You are the engineers, the designers, the creators of our world. In the early 1980s, America graduated almost 100,000 engineering graduates a year. Earlier this decade, that number lowered to 60,000. The numbers were as low as 60,000, while India and China graduate over 300,000 engineers per year. You don't have to be the manager, the executive, or God help us all, the sales rep on day one. Your country, your flag, your planet, It needs you. It needs the designer, the creator. You will be if you are you. Your country needs better transportation. That's you. Cleaner drinking water. You. Better medical records. You. Your country needs to stop polluting its streams. That's you. Energy. Process. Computing. Aviation. Defense. These are all you. You've arrived just in time. We need you. As for you, Tim, Tyler, Devin, Dustin, and Dakota, who are coming to work for me, don't worry, you're going to be busy. So let's get back to entropy theory just one more time. As things expand, they tend to expand more rapidly. I graduated in 1980. You weren't born yet. Some of your parents were barely born yet. But some pretty important events took place in my year. January, Hewlett-Packard announces the first personal computer. February, there's trouble in the Middle East. March, Voyager 1 reaches Saturn. April, Americans are taken hostage in Iran. May, CNN launches the first 24-hour news network. July, Saddam Hussein becomes president of Iraq. September, engineers open the largest ever transportation tunnel in Switzerland. And in December, Fitch and Cronin win the Nobel Prize for Physics when they prove that matter and antimatter do both exist. But also in December, Saddam Hussein uses the latest nerve gas technology on his own citizens. You see, there's good news and bad news in entropy. Our abilities are growing exponentially. But can our humanity keep up? And so I remind you at this early age that it is just as important that you, that I, that the designers take a leadership role in who we are and not just what we are capable of. I have seen already in her short time that one of the greatest things President Wilson, along with her incredible personal history, has and will bring to this university is its obligation, not just to learning, but to duty. Your university doesn't just produce great engineers who get great jobs, make great money. It produces great thinkers, great leaders, great women, and great men. It makes a difference to this city and people who live here. We are the Ramblin' Rex. We are from Rapid Tech. And to this day, I drink my whiskey clear. The only difference is I can afford a lot better whiskey than you can. So one more thought, and I'll wrap up. A few years ago, I took a career success course from a Jesuit priest. Now, that sounds pretty funny. After all, what am I going to learn about business expertise from a Jesuit priest? I was wrong. I still remember this lesson. He said there are 3 levels of happiness. The first is physical. Now, you can achieve that pretty easy from a bag of potato chips and a beer. The second, and it's more important, is the ability to be successful in your career. To be successful in your career. Now, almost all of you will achieve this. The third and the final, I turned to see if Doc Wager was in the room. And that was to matter. And as graduates of this great institution, you not only have an advantage, you have a learned ability to matter. You will create the first medical devices that will extend life to 120 years. And at 57, I'd appreciate if you'd hustle on that one. You will create the first eco-villages. You will send man to Mars. And after that, I do not know. Entropy will decide. Thank you all so much for having me, and best of luck.
Greg, thank you for joining us today. An honorary doctorate from the School of Mines, we would give you one at this point. And in the military, we'd just like give you an oak leaf cluster for the one you already have. But instead, we have a gift for your desk, a globe, so you can always see the world. The South Dakota School of Mines and Technology operates under the authority of the South Dakota Board of Regents. This morning, we are pleased that Regent Kevin Schiffer is with us to represent the board. Please join me in welcoming Regent Schiffer.
Thank you, President Wilson. On behalf of the South Dakota Board of Regents, I want to thank you and your entire faculty for the outstanding job you do in making South Dakota School of Mines a crown jewel in South Dakota's education system. This is truly a spectacular university, and we're very proud of it. I will be, as the last speaker between you and your diploma, very brief, trust me. But I do want to begin by congratulating you, the students, for your outstanding accomplishment today. This is something of consequence. I can attest to that personally. I came to this campus as a non-traditional freshman in 1979. Unlike you, I did not graduate. I can tell you a lot of colorful stories about why, but any honest version of it would have to include the simple fact that I'm simply not as smart as most of you are. This is a tough school, and I can attest to President Wilson's observation earlier that there are no easy degrees at the School of Mines. I know, I looked for a long time. But that is a way of saying I really do understand and respect what you have accomplished here in completing your degree, and I'm a little bit jealous. The School of Mines has a legendary career counseling center, placing, I think Dr. Sawyer told me yesterday, 98% of its graduating students in really exceptional careers. The career counselor in my day ran a few tests on me and kindly said, "Son, it's pretty clear to us, you just don't have what it takes to graduate from the School of Mines. Maybe you should try to lower your sights a little bit. You can go to law school or something like that, but you're just not mines material." To be a bit more serious, though, I am very grateful for the impact the School of Mines had on my life. It was my first real introduction to academic rigor, and to my surprise, I found great satisfaction in learning, and maybe more so in just learning to learn. I discovered intellectual curiosity at the School of Mines and the sweeter satisfactions that challenges provide. That has been more important to my life than any degree I could have received here or that I have received since. So my respect for the School of Mines is profound and deep and humbling, and it is one that I'm always eager to share with young people even to this day. More than 30 years after I left this place, two young friends asked me for some college advice. President Wilson, with your permission, I'd like to take a personal privilege to congratulate Austin Steffen, who is graduating magna cum laude today, and his brother Christian, who I expect will be joining him in the same capacity next year. They are exceptional young men, and it's been my privilege to know them and watch them grow here at Mines personally and intellectually these last 4 years. Mines is renowned in the Wall Street Journal and elsewhere as the best educational value in the United States. It provides the best paying careers for the least cost of any college in the country. And we are exceedingly proud of that, as we should be. But I think I'm more proud of the fact that Minds elevates our quality of life by elevating our quality of thinking. It's not all about the money. I know some of you might disagree with that today with your student loans and everything else, but it truly is about more than that. The rigorous intellectual engagement does much for the soul, and you don't just graduate today and enter the job market with higher earning power, which of course you do. I expect you enter the world as a different person from the one that came here 4 years ago, someone who continues to be hungry for knowledge and wants to learn much more. And there is much more to learn when you walk out those doors. So the wisest among you, I think, know or soon will know that the day you stop being hungry for that knowledge is the day you begin to slide backwards. Those of you who stay hungry will go far, both in your careers and in personal satisfaction. I envy you all in the journey that lies ahead and congratulate you in the degree you earned and I covet. So I wish all of you the best, and with that, I will provide the magic words. By the authority vested in the Board of Regents of Higher Education by the state of South Dakota, I authorize President Heather Wilson, President of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, to award the degrees recommended. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Regent Schiffer. Will the candidates for Bachelor of Science degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Please be seated.
It is my honor today as the Vice President for Student Development and Dean of Students to present the candidates. I will read only the names of those degree candidates who are present this morning. Those who were unable to attend, but whose names are listed in the commencement program, will be awarded their diplomas in absentia. We welcome and encourage your applause for each graduate, but we ask that you refrain from using air horns and other noisemakers so that we may preserve decorum and respect for the graduates, their families, and our visitors. As the graduates line up to receive their diplomas, family and guests, please come forward to take pictures of the graduates, shaking hands with the president and marching across the stage. Throughout the program, you will see graduates wearing special cords or stoles representing their fraternities, sororities, and national honor societies. The navy, gold, and white cords are worn by graduates who have completed the Mines Advantage Professional Development Program. Our military veterans are wearing red, white, and blue cords in recognition of their services. Candidates for the degree, Bachelor of Science in Applied Biological Sciences, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Head of the Department of Chemistry and Applied Biological Sciences and Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Richard Sinden. Reese Alec Deischer, magna cum laude. Jordan A. Hoops. Joseph Marshall Laubach. Jevin Myrink. Jordan Marie Needens, magna cum laude. Ashley Dawn Preston. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Applied and Computational Mathematics, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Kyle Riley, Head of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, and Dr. Sinden. Kirsten Ann Kosand. Jessica Sue Gillespie. Alexia Marie Mader. Anthony Morrist. Matthew Weldon Richard. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Rob Winter, Head of the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering, and Dr. Sinden. Rush Bardwaj. Adam Shanna Caldwell, cum laude. Leah Janine Davis. Aaron Charles Dinger. Haley Curtis Dunn, cum laude. Samantha Jo Elliott. Shelby Morgan Eschenbaum. Amanda Josephine Finley. Ian Michael Foster. Carson Nicole Garcia. Dustin James Hackman. Randy Joe Hagan. Danielle Nicole Hansen. Dallas Harder Hines. Matthew Allen David Huber, cum laude. Samantha Jean Jacobson. Roderick Ricardo McCrae. Ty Joseph Murphy. Lucas Lee Nolan. Jordan Marie Oligmuller, magna cum laude. Seth Josiah Osley, cum laude. Max James Reitz, magna cum laude. Joshua Sporborg Schley. Tate Schmeling. Evan Sellers. Trenton Charles Schlister. John G. Studioso. Calvin Howard Thomas, Jr. Carrie Cinnamon Veer, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Sinden. Adam Shama Caldwell, cum laude. Alexander Matthew Goffany. Matthew Allen David Huber, cum laude. Joseph Marshall Laubach. Elaine Victoria Petrie. Shaylin Rue. Cody Tidwell, cum laude. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Molly Gribb, Head of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, and Dr. Sinden. Kevin Robert Berry, cum laude. Peter Christian Bodwin, summa cum laude. Nicholas Joseph Claggett, magna cum laude. Pamela Bell Coleman. Stephen Fritsch. Logan James Glaser, cum laude. Ashley Kelly Harless. Cole Stephen Jolovich. Elizabeth Rose Crayer. Cody Lorenz. Alexia Marie Mader. Joe Miller. Cody Lee Schellinger. Christine Sharon Schlomer. Joseph Schy. Eric Norman Sneed. Dakota Orion Spellman. Patrick Stetson. Dylan Lee Strebel, summa cum laude. Christina Vasseur. Logan Vogt. Antoinette Winkle, cum laude. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Mr. Scott Roush, Interim Head of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and Dr. Sinden. Zach Beekler. Trevor Cash, cum laude. Stephen Gates, magna cum laude. Sean Donovan Dean Grunig, summa cum laude. Tyler Patrick Herod. Andrew Ivan Rosso. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Riley and Dr. Sinden. Paul Dennis Blasey III. Julian Brackens. John Andrew Brink. Ryan Feather. Charles Hunter Feltman. Eric Hunter Hattervig. Jared Hogan. Andrew Forrest Gazar. Rachel Marie Crone, summa cum laude. Joseph Michael Lilo, summa cum laude. Adam Christopher Meany. Anthony Morris. Daniel Aaron Nix, summa cum laude. Charles Neef Parsons. Matthew Weldon Richard. Benjamin John Sherman. Jason M. Spurlock, cum laude. James Jacob Tilma. Jonathan Alexander Tomes. Elizabeth Sergey Yetna Sever Woody, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Interim Department Head Mr. Roush and Dr. Sinden. Matthew Bond. Lindsay Ray Evans, cum laude. Charles Hunter Feltman. Stephen Gates, magna cum laude. Alyssa Joy Holzer. Dana Jensen, cum laude. Cassidy Joe Kelly. Devin Warwick Klinger. Ian Poblenti. Andrew Sell. Nathaniel Schoner. Brandon Mark Westergaard, cum laude. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Geological Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Lori Anderson, Head of the Department of Geology and Geological Engineering, and Dr. Sinden. Victoria Ashley Beerworth, cum laude. Andrew Blake Essington. Bryce Allen Campa, magna cum laude. David William Laporte, summa cum laude. Michael Garrett Leopold, cum laude. Mike Mahowald. Jordan Thomas Ritchie. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Geology, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Anderson and Dr. Sinden. Kimberly Margaret Berry. Alyssa Beal. Jaron Reed Berner Mercier. Connor Michael Carlbaum. Dara Danielle Jorgensen. Mac Kester. Montana J. McGrath. Christopher Michael Schiller, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering and Engineering Management, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Associate Professor Dr. Dean Jensen and Dr. Sinden. Lori Aga. Lori Aga. Andrea Marie Ringen-Babs, cum laude. Kelsey Marie Barth, summa cum laude. Jacob E. Burt. Bianca Marie Bowl, cum laude. Kyria Anya Breen. Tyler Derrickson. Rebecca Ray Dressler. Kevin Glasner. Matthew Knowlton Key, magna cum laude. Cassandra Marie Colessa. Stevie Lee. Caitlin Mollick. Abigail Jane Solkowski. Garrett T. Shaw. Benjamin Van Camp. Jeffrey Frank Winches. Harlan Jean Whitliff. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Studies, Sciences, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Sue Shirley, Head of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, and Dr. Sinden. Aman Anand. Gary Wayne Bollinger. Tori Marie Jungworth. Charlie Kenze, cum laude. Nicole Jean McDonald, cum laude. Mark Edward McKenzie, cum laude. Caitlin Mackenzie Pearson. Alex Casey Rober. Trey Savage, cum laude. Scott Norman Stearns, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Michael Langerman, Head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and Dr. Sinden. Patrick Roger Allen. Andrew Allen Anthony. Alexander Ralph Bachwick, magna cum laude. Derek Arnold Brinkman. Bryce Colton Decora, cum laude. Thomas Robert Gladson, magna cum laude. Jesse Joe Horston. Josh Huntley. Patrick Keith Jenkins. Devin Werrick Klinger. Rachel Marie Krohn, summa cum laude. Benjamin Kroon. Levi Eric Lang, magna cum laude. Scott James Lindberg. Scott Ludvigsen. Tim Lux. Nathan James Madden, magna cum laude. Danny J. Manuel. Mohammed Hakim Mohammed Nizar, magna cum laude. Matthew Murphy. John A. Nabholz. Stephen Daniel Oswald. Elizabeth Pierce, cum laude. Tyler K. Punt. Kyle John Rowe. Derek Thomas Shell. Zachary Michael Scheifele, magna cum laude. William Carl Schramm. Brock Smith. J.D. Squire. Ian James Steckelberg. Austin James Steffen, magna cum laude. Raymond Joseph Tapper IV. Cassandra Ehrlich Tomac. Lucas Dean Van Locken. Brooke William Wendling, cum laude. Austin Lee Wilbanks. Jeremy D. Allen Wilson. Michael Aaron Wright. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Metallurgical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Michael West, head of the Department of Materials and Metallurgical Engineering, and Dr. Sinden. Jennifer Ann Galvin. Joseph Carl Hansen. Alan Holmquist. Nathan James Madden, magna cum laude. Leif P. Olmsted. Mariah Lynn Sandesteven. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mining Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Lance Roberts, head of the Department of Mining Engineering and Management, and Dr. Sinden. Tyler Robert Arts, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Bickle. Brady Allen Buer. Jason Scott Connett. Jonathan Gerald Firstenow. Blake Andrew Harris. Louis Alexander Heimel. Heath Melton. Kent Orsmith. Alexander Joseph Peichel. Sven Vorg Peruku. Jason Michael Rantapa. Aaron Thomas Schrader. Zoljargol Tuzukgu. Raymond Urquiola. Chad William Weeks. Candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Physics, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Vladimir Sobolev, Acting Head of the Department of Physics, and Dr. Sinden. Travis Damon. Thomas Lane Kattlecheck. David Francis Molash. Daniel Aaron Nix, summa cum laude. That concludes the presentation of our baccalaureate diplomas.
Will the bachelor's degree recipients please rise? I offer you my personal congratulations and good wishes on behalf of the entire School of Mines family. You are now permitted to move the tassel on your mortarboard from right to left. Congratulations to the class of 2015. You may be seated. Will the candidates for Master of Science degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the South Dakota Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Master of Science with all of the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations thereto appertaining, contingent upon the completion of all requirements.
Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Atmospheric and Environmental Sciences, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. William Capehart, Dean of Graduate Education Dr. Doug Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Brianne Michelle Gerber. Thomas Edward King. Timothy Connor Nelson. Alexander John Schaefer. J.C. Wimpf. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dean Wells and Dr. Sinden. Miho Soma. Janelle Teresa Strampy. Candidate for the degree Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Winter, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Trent Andrew Nelson. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Civil and Environmental Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Gribb, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Tyler Curtis Adams. Kirk Daniel Elkey. Martin Estes. Abby Fleck. Kevin Christopher Stanek. Lillian K. Temple. Christopher Michael Tim. Benjamin Thomas Wolfe. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Computational Sciences and Robotics, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Riley, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Ian Mackenzie Carlson. Tetsuya Idota. Candidate for the degree Master of Science in Construction Engineering and Management, please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Gribb, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Colby Brackey. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Interim Head Mr. Roush, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Nasheed Ajum. Colin, excuse me. We good? Okay. Colin Kyle Eddy. Radar Haig. Kalpala Kunwar. Deepak Parajuli. Roshan Shrestha. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Engineering Management, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Program Representative Dr. Jensen. Okay. Also with Electrical Engineering, Rafida Zaman. Now, candidates for the degree Master of Science in Engineering Management, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Program Representative Dr. Jensen, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Jordan Scott Miller. Kevin Rodriguez. Margaret Smallbrock. Bradley Jean Van Berkel. Pullian Vinyar Ian. Candidate for the degree Master of Science in Geological Engineering, please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Anderson, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Eric Andrew Wallinga. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Materials Engineering and Science, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. John Keller, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Jaran Bosbe. Nisarj Narendra Kumar Kalay. Mingray Liu. Ravi Sharma. Min Shi. Candidates for the degree Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Langerman, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Charles Michael Byberg. Erlen Framstad. Joshua Tyrell Millard. Tyler Knack. Eric Valseth. Candidate for the degree Master of Science in Mining Engineering, please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Roberts, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Javklan Gantumar. Candidate for the degree Master of Science in Paleontology, please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Anderson, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Paul Zachary Barrett. That concludes the presentation of the master's degrees.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy with all of the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibilities thereto appertaining, contingent upon the completion of all requirements.
Candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Atmospheric and Environmental Science, please come forward to receive your diploma and hood and be congratulated by your major professor, Dr. Capehart, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Gregory Christopher Delzer. Dr. Jim Stone, Major Professor for Gregory, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Gregory Christopher Delzer. Candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical and Biological Engineering, please come forward to receive your diploma and hood and be congratulated by your major professor, Department Head Dr. Winter, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Ilchgrel Dash. Dr. Rob Winter, Major Professor for Ilchgrail, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Ilchgrail Dash. Candidate for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Materials Engineering and Science, please come forward to receive your diploma and hood and be congratulated by your major professors, Program Coordinator Dr. Keller, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Reza Rockney. Dr. Grant Crawford and Dr. Christian Widener, Major Professors for Reza, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Reza Rockney. Candidates for the degree, Doctor of Philosophy in Nanoscience and Nanoengineering, please come forward to receive your diplomas and hoods and be congratulated by your major professors, Program Director Dr. Steve Smith, Dean Wells, and Dr. Sinden. Mina Eskandar. Dr. Dimitris Anagnostou, Major Professor for Mina, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Mina Eskandar. Yi-Fei Shi. Dr. Keith Whitus, Major Professor for Yi-Fei, will assist with the hooding. I now present Dr. Yi-Fei Shi. That concludes the presentation of the doctoral degrees.
The privilege of a university president is the conferral of degrees on the students our faculty and staff have taught, mentored, and guided. If we have succeeded through the experiences you have had here, you have become a better version of yourself than you were on the day you arrived at Mines. From this day forward, you are marked men and women. You are alumni of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. Congratulations to you all. The School of Mines has consistently been rated as one of the top schools in the country for veterans and military service members, and today we are honored to have 6 veterans receive their diplomas. We also have an active Reserve Officer Training Corps that prepares leaders in engineering and science who earn commissions as officers in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Today, 2 graduates will receive both Bachelor of Science degrees and commissions as second lieutenants in the United States Army. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Lene Spire, head of our Department of Military Science, will administer the oath of commissioning to Cadets David Molash and Tyler Derrickson. Their parents will assist with the pinning of rank. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, David Francis Molash. I, Tyler James Derrickson.
Having been appointed an officer in the United States Army,
Having been appointed an officer in the United States Army,
as indicated by the grade of second lieutenant,
as indicated by the rank of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this oath that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office upon which
of the office upon which
I'm about to enter.
I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Okay, Mom. Thank you.
You may be seated for a short moment. As we close our commencement ceremony, I want to thank the University Brass Choir under the direction of David Martinson, the 171st Commencement Committee, and others who contributed to make this event such a success. Let's thank them. I told you it was a short sit. We now request that you stand and remain standing until the colors have been retired and the academic recessional has been completed. Thank you for joining us today, and again, congratulations to the class of 2015. Retire the colors.